to my phone cam now. This is the, I believe, SamsungJ6. It might be SamsungJ7. I always get it wrong. It's in a case right now. It's got a rubber case around it, but it's just one of your, black, tall smartphone thing. Here's what the zoom's like, I guess. You have to use tweezer fingers to make it zoom. That's fair. Again, that might be a little bit better zoom than the... I mean, it's terrible stabilization, but it's a little bit better zoom than the previous camera. And there is cheap store. I rarely use this for film and photography. I just use the camera function on it when I have my phone to hand for phone use. Basically, I use it to get on the internet and check messages and things. So I'm not often using the camera on this. It does okay, I guess. It's good backup. When I did the, see, I can't twist it to me. I don't think I can. I think it would stop recording if I turned it to forward-facing mode while it was recording. So I'll just twist the camera to me. When I did the Granite Way plus the walk from around Gibbet Hill to the Granite Way, I filmed a lot of footage on here to do that. So you can see some of the footage on that video. I think it was called, I called it like the Royalty Lockdown Walk. Here we are again. Boy, it's windy out there. I'm gonna compare the SonyAX33 here. Zoom capabilities. Oh, we've got a horse right here. That was random. And another one. Zoom capabilities. That's North Hatchery Mast. That's Sheep Store. It zooms very fast and fairly far. So, problems I've had. Oh, we can turn the LCD to face us. Nice. Problems I've had with the Sony AX33, which means it's basically not usable for long periods of time for me, is the batteries. I've gone very short now. The large battery ended up holding less charge and being a shorter lifespan than the small battery, so I've had to bin the large battery now, and I'm living off the small battery. That's still not very good lifespan. The camera's quite up close to you. I would say that also about my newer camera. It's quite close to you when you're vlogging. GoPro doesn't do that because it's wide lens. I do have a wide lens attachment to this, but it's very shaky when I add it. I've got some footage of that. Also, I think the charging cable died on this camera. Place where you plug in to charge is broken on it as well. And every now and then, if you touch like manual button or something, focus manual, focus auto, I don't know. Oh, focus auto, press manual. Yeah, if you touch the ring when it's not set to anything, it keeps on bringing up a HUD warning in front of your face, which is really annoying because you might lightly touch the ring and it'll come up. This has been a really good camera to me though. I would buy it again or buy the successor. But yeah, this is the Sony AX33. One of my first cameras. I'd say it's like the second, is it the first or the second camera I used for this channel? Can't quite remember though. It's the one I've used the most on my YouTube channel. My lovely Sony AX33, which has kind of died. There's the small battery that I'm using now. We used to have a longer one that came out the back, which is now too low battery life. Yeah, there's something, I can't really show you, but there's like a charging. I have to use that to charge now. I used to charge it out of this, but that is broken. Anyway, yeah. This camera still works, but you just can't bring it out because of the low battery life. It's basically dead. Anyway, moving on to the Sony. I always get this wrong. See the, I better show you now, the LCD has ripped off the back, so it used to have a lovely LCD screen that would fold around to see you. Sony RX10, no, Sony RX100 Mark III, you can see just under my thumb. We're now filming, I'm going to show you in the mirror, now filming on the RX100 from Sony, which is a digicam, not like a filmmaking camera. So I mainly used it to take photos, and I'm still using it to take photos. Obviously the LCD which I showed you is snapped off the back. Horses are gone now. Here's what the zoom's like. The zoom's fair, I would say. It's very slow though. It zooms in faster when you're not recording. So that's as much zoom as you'll get out on it. That's North Hessery. This is Sheep's Tor. Here's me zooming out again. And yeah. This is good for stills photography. But you can record some video on it, as I'm doing now. It's absolutely terrible in the wind. You can't hear anything when you try and film a vlog, even in the mildest breeze outside. So this is terrible in the wind. This is what we were just filming on. Again, RX100 Mark III. Anyway, now we're going to look at the beast, which I've been using for a while. The RX10, I believe the name is, from Sony. I don't know where they put the name on this. Here we go, RX10 Mark III, not to be confused with the RX100 Mark III. This is an actual filmmaking camera. I've been using it since the Was Tour video. I've only just recently seen that I need to replace it. Here we are filming on the good old, or good, fairly new, I guess, RX10 from Sony. Now I love this camera. I've been using this since the Was Tour video. This is a ultra zoom camera, and it's a bridge to DSLR camera. It's not a SLR or DSLR camera, it's a bridge camera. I wouldn't go full DSLR because I think they're a pain in the ass. But the good thing about this is and this is defocusing because it wants my windscreen. So we'll just refocus in. This is a hyper zoom camera, ultra zoom camera. So we can go very far in with it. Let's go to North Hessery. See, I can go all the way up that tight to North Hessery, and I'm sure you've seen me film with it. There's Sheep's Tor back there. I'm not sure if I can focus in on that better. A little bit better. It is through my windscreen, so we're getting a bit of chromatic aberration and lensing warp stuff. But yeah, I will continue to use this. The problem with using this has been, well, the mic is still, you've got the dead cat, the wind cut. You can see the fluffy thing on top of the mic. That's the Rode microphone. It is terrible. It's got a fluffy wind cut on it, so it does better in the wind than both the AX33 and this is atrocious, the RX100. But it still does pretty shitty in the wind, and when the camera's facing me it's more amplified. When it's facing away, the microphone's less amplified, so it's louder in certain circumstances. That's always been a pain in the ass. Hopefully this new GoPro that I've got will do a little better. The other problem is this camera has obviously just started randomly recording by itself from time to time, which is why I've had to turn back on the audio feature for I'm recording, beep, I'm not recording, biddly loop, to tell me when I'm actually recording, or to tell me when the camera itself is turning off recording. Battery life is still okay on this. I've got 3 batteries for it. The third one and all the others have gone down a little bit because I've been using this for a few years now. I think since 2021 maybe. I don't know if anything else is breaking about it necessarily. It's still in use. I'm still using it. It's just harder to use now. Obviously with the turn off by itself feature, it's been very difficult to assure myself that it's going to be reliable when I take it out to do a film. And also the problem with this, it has an LCD that kind of comes out, which maybe I'll show you on the GoPro, but the LCD doesn't forward face, so you can't do vlogging with it while seeing what's going on the viewfinder, like facing you. So this one had a viewfinder, it's obviously snapped off. That when it had a viewfinder, that forward faced, which was good, but this one does not. Anyway, on to the new one, which has only just recently replaced this, but it can't replace it because of the zoom. I'll always take this camera out if I want to do long distance zooms, but this is also very heavy and the GoPro is very light. And now we are on GoPro, which I've just started using. This has a ultra wide field of view, so I no longer have to worry about vlogging with like my face up here or whatever, which is what the other cameras manage when you pull them away at arm's length. This is not at arm's length. This is just like that distance, a little more than a hand span away. So if I put it at the distance I've been filming with, say, this camera, it actually shows a lot more of the frame around me. So I was going to tell you about this camera a little more, the RX10. This is what the viewfinder can do. It can come out like that, and there's the microphone that is a pain in the ass, and it can come out, it's hard to do this, come out like that, but you won't get it to face forward in any way. That's as much as you'll get it to do. It can do that and that. Basically this is useful for if I'm a little bit higher than the camera, I can look down on it like that. Yeah, so that's been my mainstay for a while. Now I've got this GoPro. It can't zoom in, it has no ultra zoom or any kind of zoom capability, but you can see quite far quite crisply. I think if I turned over to Robo Rock over there next to the ice cream van, you'd be able to see that on here. It wouldn't be super close or super detailed, but you'll be able to make it out pretty well. But I've been vlogging with this and it's been pretty good. One annoying thing is the LCD screen turns off by itself. It's currently blacked out. It does it after a few seconds, but if I swipe on the back, that's turned on now. So you can see it's got a front LCD as well. It's not like a snap out or spin around thing, it's built onto the front, and it's got a rear LCD which you can't see. I'd need a mirror here to show you the other mirror to show you the back, but rest assured it has another LCD on the back which is bigger, so that's cool. It's a very simple camera, but it seems to have a bunch of technology inbuilt into it that makes it like automatically good at all sorts of lighting scenarios and detail and all that. See the LCD's dimmed again. It's going to go out in a minute. So the good thing about this camera is it's very light, it's very small, and it's got lots of accessories. So I've got the selfie stick tripod thing, I've got a head mount, I've got a chest mount, it's waterproof to 10 meters, and it's currently got a wind mount around it, so you can see instead of the dead cat windsock thing, we've got this foam thing wrap around it, and it stays in place, and hopefully it'll cut the wind and you'll be able to hear me better on the microphones. Only time will tell. It's been a windy day today, so hopefully that's been tested out a little bit. Yeah, so we'll see how this goes going on into the future. I can't really review the GoPro13 because I've only just started using it, but yeah, it can't zoom and the LCD turns off. We'll see about everything else. This has been little camera comparison videos of the cameras that I currently own, except my dash cam. I'm sure you'll see a lot of driving footage on that. It's not very good, it keeps skipping frames and stuff. Catch you all later, folks.